Good offer means easy marketing and easy sales. Bad offer means hard marketing and hard sales. In this video, from my complete roadmap business growth, I'm going to talk about the magnetic offer, how to create an offer that people actually buy, and how to structure that offer in order to help your business grow on the mid and long term. And of course, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you. So the last chapter was about strategic clarity. We had the identity, vision and direction, client avatar, audit and analysis, monetization, brand architecture, planning, and self-mastery. In this part, at the magnetic offer, we have 9 chapters, and we will start with the first, which is your niche. You need to start with your niche, which means choose your niche. Why? Why you should choose a niche and why you should not go fully broad? Well, let me show you an example here. So let's pretend this is a C, right? Now, let's say you want to go into this sea, and in the sea there are some fishes, right? These are your potential clients. This is a fish. There are big ones and there are small ones. Many fishes in the sea, right? Many more. Now, you are at this domain. For example, let's choose coaching. And this could be your all total addressable market. Let's say here we have around 100 million people. This is just an example. It could be more, it could be less. It doesn't matter. This is our total addressable market with 100 million people in this huge sea, all your potential clients. And of course, you go fishing into this sea. But here is the problem. When you don't choose a niche, it means that you want to grab this fish into this whole sea. But the problem here is that there is competition, right? So it's not just you that you try to grab a fish in the sea. There are many other people who want to do exactly like you. But here is the thing. The smart ones decided to niche down themselves, which means they are not only trying to grab a fish into this huge sea, but they will go at a specific area. They will not just go randomly in a huge sea, which is very broad. They will try to just grab a fish in a specific area, which means they will not have this huge opportunity like you, of course, but they will have a little sea, maybe a lake, but it's more specific. So in this case, who do you think will grab a fish? A business who add all their resources, efforts into one single direction, which means they are niching down into this area, or somebody who tries whoever bites the bait. And that's why you should niche down. Because in this specific area, for example, is not only one who tries to grab this fish. There are more people here. So it's more crowded. It's a lot of competition here and here and here and everywhere. It's a lot of competition. And who do you think will have more chances? Somebody who tries to go here and grab that fish, or somebody who tries to grab that fish from here? That's what I'm talking about. Now, let's go back to our niche. There are some mistakes when you choose a niche. And one of them is that you are going too broad. See, you don't want to go too broad in the market to say that whoever wants to buy from me will be my client. No. You know why? Because even Microsoft, even Apple, even the huge players in the market, they know this, and that's why they choose a specific area on this huge market. That's why we have here, for example, the Volkswagen. Did you know that Volkswagen is also the owner of Porsche? or Audi or Skoda or Seat or Cupra. Did you know that they are the co-owners of Bugatti or they are the owners of Lamborghini? Not only Volkswagen owns all of these companies, but all of these companies are targeting a specific market. For example, of course, not everybody can afford a Bugatti or not everybody can afford a Lambo, but there are people who can afford a Audi, and there are different segmentations of this market. Think of it like a pie. Think that you don't want to grab all the pie. You want to grab a piece of that pie and market that piece as best as you can. Now, another mistake is to go too micro in your niche. And this represents a mistake because when you are going too micro in your niche, there could be a lot of threats for the future, for mid to long term, because you don't know in your specific micro niche if people will need that in the future or the AI will steal your job, right? So that's why, especially when you're trying to build a personal brand, you don't want to be recognized as a person who only do that specific micro thing. And in that specific case, when building a personal brand, you can go more broad to share to the world your thoughts, your opinions, or your perspectives. Be yourself and show to the world parts of yourself which put you in the best position possible. So do it smart. There are saturated markets and untapped markets. If you want to make money now, you don't want to go in an untapped market. This is, for example, think about the VR or AR market. Of course, the VR and AR, it's a thing for the future, but this is something that Zuckerberg took into consideration for years, and he thought that this is the future. This will be, I mean, this could be the future, of course, but I don't think that we have coming to a market mass adoption yet into this field. But before that, AI appeared. We got ChatGPT, right? We got all these AI tools. And to represent better this idea, I can show you this graph, which represents exactly what I'm talking about. So, when you want to go on a market which is new, with a new product on the market, with something that wasn't discovered yet, for example, let's say teleportation, or let's say invisible smartphones, whatever, of course, not many people will adopt that idea too fast. It will be hard to reach this level before you go to the majority of people. And here we are right now at the AI, in this early majority. We have passed, I guess, in my opinion, we have passed the early majority with AI things. And there are people who are innovators. These are the people who are the ones that like new ideas, that want to invest. Here are the people who invested in Bitcoin when it was at $1, for example, or $10 or $100. This is exactly what happened in crypto market. First, there were some innovators, heard about this idea and they like it and they invested here. Then there was early adopters. Then we had the early majority and of course late majority, and that's why we have Bitcoin at 100k. So if you want to make money in a market and you don't want to spend a decade with R&D and stuff like that, you could just go to a market where you have competition, of course, when people are used to that kind of services. For example, here we have digital marketing agencies or online coaches, online courses, communities, and so on. But if your market is too crowded, you have to go niche down and to be more specific with what you're doing. And this is what we will talk in the following, at the next parts. Of course, if you join my program, which is High Ticket Legacy, we will work to establish your niche, to map your niche, and of course to have better outcomes. But I have to do a disclaimer here. Of course, maybe you have already chosen a niche, and that's perfect. Everything that we will talk in this series of videos about how to grow your business with this complete roadmap. There are things that you already did and you know. There are things you probably don't know yet, and there is a lot of information which can be overwhelming. And that's the point here. In my program, in High Ticket Legacy, of course, we don't go with all this stuff that we have here, but the main focus will be to get you in shape with your business, to have better results, to optimize what you can optimize right now in a faster way. And after that, after I will help you to move the wheel faster in your business, of course, we can dive deeper into all these systems and tactics that you can take into consideration in your business. Now let's go to the next part, which is the offer types. And in this chapter, all you need to do is to clarify your model. So for this, I will make a quick graph over here. And here it's your business. Let's say your business. And here it's your client, right? Here it's hard for your client. And here is easy for your client. Here it's hard for you, and here it's easy for you. Now let's think about the following scenario. What is hard for your client and it's easy for you? This is the intersection. Sorry for the bad lines. So this is the intersection. These are actually the do-it-yourself kind of services. Do it yourself. Why? Because it's easy for you to just send your client for example, an online course, a PDF, maybe some swipe files. But for your client, it's hard because they have to do it all by themselves. They just have to see the online course. They just have to read, and after that, they have to do everything by themselves to get results. So this is easy for you and hard for them. What is easy for them but hard for you? Of course, you have the here is the intersection, and of course, easy for them and hard for you will be the done for you services. And in this case, you are doing everything for your clients. For example, the marketing services, or you create the AI automation for them, or you just create a logo for them, or everything that you create and you do for them. This is hard for you, of course, and it's easy for them. But when it's hard for you and it's easy for your client, this means more money for you. When it's hard for your client and easy for you, this means less money for you. And at the intersection of this, at the middle, we have this kind of services which represents the done with you, which is a combination of hard and easy also for your client, and hard and easy for you. And why is that? Well, you have to help your client, to stay with your client, to give consultation, to help your client to move the wheel. And also your client has to do some things from you by themselves with your indication and with your help sometimes. And here we have like the coaching programs, the mentorship, and other services like that, group coaching and so on. Here we have the services, of course, marketing services, and here you have the let's say courses, PDFs, ebooks, and so on. And in terms of money, here we have this dollar. Here we have $2, let's say, and here we have more dollars because, of course, you do everything for your client. But it's not always the case. Sometimes somebody who can buy the online course with more dollars than a service. And here it only depends about your business model, your decisions, and things that you do in your business in my program, which is high ticket legacy, we want to do like high ticket products, which means you have to sell your product or your service with more than $1,000. This means that you will not have too many clients, but they will be more valuable for you. You can do better things for them. You can do better business. You can have better results. Your clients can have better results. You have limited time. You have limited energy, but you choose that time and energy precisely in order to help them to make impact and to have results in the market. Another subject, you can always build by vertical or by horizontal. When you build in vertical, means that you can have a specific product or service on a specific market, in a specific domain, on a specific niche. And there you can build different offers, but every offer is in the same niche, in the same market, and it's pretty much related to the same big offer. For example, here you have the legacy offer, which can be quite expensive. It's not only expensive, but your clients will get everything from you, which is your help, your knowledge, your energy, your time, and so on. Let me give you an example from my offer, which is high ticket legacy, right? So in high ticket legacy, of course, I will help you to move the wheel faster, to get results faster, to scale your business, and so on. And for that, you will get from me the one-on-one consulting. You will get live remote support, group meetings, Telegram support, WhatsApp support, the high ticket legacy growth accelerator, where you have some online courses, and of course the pro membership of my Discord community. And this is the legacy offer, the core offer that I'm talking about. But from this offer, of course, what I can do and what you can do also for your clients is to sell, let's say, a part of your of that course as a low ticket program. Let's say, for example, this whole thing it's about $10K, just for the example, right? Let's say you have this product which is like 10K. So everything here is 10K, right? I mean, here plus here. But you can always do, let's say, this part, a live workshop, which is very specific, which will be only 2 hours long. You can always sell this for, let's say, $49 or $99. So you can always sell a small part of your huge high ticket offer for this amount of money in order to get more clients. And this is called value ladder, where people will get access step by step to everything that you have to offer. And that's why sometimes you have your core offer and your support offers. For example, I have this phone over here, which has this phone case, right? This is a support offer. You can buy this phone alone, and you can also buy this phone with a case, which will be more expensive, of course. You have to build your client momentum. You must choose the retention model and your monetization model, for example, subscriptions and so on. And of course, you have to build your own ladder. Now we have to go to positioning, which means your unique value proposition. How you want your brand to be reminded in the market, in a crowded market. How you want to stand out in a crowded market. How you want to be perceived in that market. You want to be perceived as a premium service provider. You want to be perceived as just an option. Everything here starts from positioning. You have to determine your big promise and your big idea. Your big promise, it's what you offer to the people, to the world. And sometimes the reason why people don't buy is not because they don't have money, but because you just put accent to your product or your service characteristics instead of benefits. And people, especially people with money, they don't buy because of your guarantees. They buy because they want certainty. Your big idea must be different than other people in the market. Of course, you want to know what is your main difference, how you stand out with your competitors. That's why you need to make a competition comparison. That's why you need to see the real differences between you and your competitors. You must handle the objections and you must change or at least shift your audience beliefs in order to make them buy from you. You must position yourself, and there are three formulas for that. You can position by exclusion, you can position based on your point of view, or you can position based on your role based, or there is a role based positioning, and of course the visual and sensory positioning, which means everything that we talk in that brand architecture at this strategic clarity part, this chapter. And after you determine your positioning in the market, of course there is offer architecture, and here we have the core transformation, because as I said, people will not buy your characteristics. They don't buy your one-on-one consulting. They don't buy because you provide an online course. People buy because they want transformation. Mark my words. People want transformation. They want to go from point A to point B. And you are the one that help them to reach that point B in the most pleasant and easy possible way that you can. And for that, of course, we have the value formula from Alex Hormozy, which is about your client, of course. Their dream outcome times they perceived likelihood of achievement divided by the time delay and the effort and sacrifice they need to make in order to get that transformation. And this, the dream outcome and the perceived likelihood of achievement, you must increase. And the time delay, the time that they have to wait in order to get the results, and their effort and sacrifice in order to get that results, you must decrease as much as possible. And this is the value perception about your product, services, and so on. Now for the offer, you also have your internal structure of the offer. For example, you have a program. Of course, you have online courses, you have swipe files, you have PDFs, you have different models, you have different things that you can structure in a different way, on different levels, in order to make that fun, and in order to make that easy for your client to read, to see, and to achieve their results faster. And that's what we are doing in our program. I also help you to create your offer architecture, because this is very important. If you have a good offer, your marketing will be easy. If you have a bad offer, your marketing will be hard, which means you have to spend more money on marketing, you have to do more efforts. Why? Only because your offer is not the best. If you have the best offer, or if you have a good offer, it will help your marketing a lot, trust me. You can have some bonuses, some guarantees, some limitations, some terms and conditions for your offer, but here is the key point. Don't just create a simple offer and add 100 bonuses and huge guarantees, because this is something that your clients will don't want. They don't buy your offer because of your bonuses. They buy your offer and they will get some bonuses as maybe a gift. Your bonuses shouldn't be perceived as more valuable than your core offer. Try to avoid adding guarantees as much as possible. I know guarantees are helpful, but they are helpful for people who are poor. Rich people, smart people, people with money, they don't want too much your guarantee. They want certainty. They want certainty that you will help them to achieve those goals. And why on earth they will waste their time, their energy with you when you will not achieve that for them? They will not care about your guarantee and your money back and so on, because they already wasted something that's very important for them. the most important thing, which is time. Of course, the delivery method you can do, as I said, done for you, done with you, hybrid. There are many platforms and formats. Of course, we have, for example, for your coaching program, you can do, for example, a school community, you can do Facebook community, you can do Whoop community, you can do a Discord community, you can do whatever you want. This is your game. This is how you want to play. This is how you want to make it work. In my opinion, Gumroad is not the best because they have a lot of taxes and huge commissions. School could be nice because people know school, but I honestly don't like too much school because you have to pay a monthly subscription fee plus commissions. And I think that for now, Whoop, it's something that's really nice platform because you don't have to pay a monthly subscription to have your community. You can just create your community, and you will pay only when people will buy from you, and you will pay a small commission from that, which is better than Gumroad, for example. Now, of course, we have access levels. You can create tiers, you can create levels depending on what you like to be that game. You can also do gamification for more fun and stuff like that. You can have different activation methods, of course, retention and gamification mechanism, progress measurements, tools, ascension and activation, the consumptions mode. You can do like ebooks, you can do videos, you can do one-on-one consulting and Q&As and stuff like that. There is momentum creation mechanism, personalization, which can increase the value of your offer, the storytelling in your delivery, the micro engagement, the update system, delivery protocols, and architecture creation. Everything here about the offer architecture you will get in my high ticket legacy program. If you want to join the program, you have to apply. I will let you a link below, and after you apply, we will read that carefully, and if we think you are a good fit, you can join the program. So before you go further, before you invest a lot of money in your systems, scale, marketing, and so on, just make sure you have this little product that is something that people want in the market, and make sure it's validated, which means you have at least somebody who is a stranger who buy from you at the price that you are offering. You can start with an MVP, you can do some smart questionnaires, and that's pretty much it about this chapter. Nothing too crazy, but just make sure you don't build more until you have this validated. Let's go further at the price and value. Of course, one of the most important things in business and about your customers and so on, it's about the pricing. Pricing is very important, and it's connected to the model that you choose. And that's why if you already have experience in the market, if you already have some results to your clients, I will strongly suggest that you need a high ticket legacy offer in order to make money, in order to make good profits, and in order to make your business grow faster and more. Every time somebody who get more money from their client will be in advantage of somebody who will get less money, even if that person have more clients than you, because this is very simple. So let's say you have one client that pays you, for example, $10,000, right? For that $10,000, let's say you will have 100 clients. For that one client, you need only one sale call to get that one client. And for this, you need, for example, 100 sales calls. So for the exact amount of money, you need 100 sales calls. And for this, you only need one sale call, which means here you need to spend 100 hours for all these clients, and here you only have to spend 1 hour. And it's not only about those 100 hours that you have to spend to get those 100 clients. You also need to serve all those clients, right? You need to provide support. What if they send you all an email and ask you something about the product? What if you have to respond to every single one of them? How many hours do you have to take into consideration? So it's around 100 more hours, and here to only respond to this client you have to spend plus 1 more hour. So here you have to spend, let's say, 2 hours for this client per week, and here you have to spend 200 hours per week. Do you have 200 hours per week to serve 100 clients? You don't. Of course, here you can come and say, but Andrei, I don't have to serve all these clients because I will create a funnel. I will create marketing automations. Everything will be automated in my business, and they will buy that $50 product from me automatically. All right, yes, it's true, you can do that. But the effort to take one client and 100 clients is not the same. It's easier to get one client, even if that means that client has to spend more money than to get 100 clients in your business. And it's also easier to serve one client and to get the best results possible for one client instead of 100 clients. Do you agree? So don't think if you have cheap prices, you will get more clients and everybody will buy from you just because you're the cheapest. No, because there will always be somebody who can do cheaper than you. And this is not something that will be in your advantage. Every time that you compete on the lowest price, you will lose. Now, after you determine the price model and everything related to the price chapter, of course, there is your central message, which means your offer headline, your main hook, your benefits and features, the copywriting in general here. You need to see and determine what your client feels, what are their objections, reframing. I mean, everything that's related to the client avatar from the strategy clarity, this chapter number 3 here. I mean, yes, number 3. If you want to see that video, if you didn't see that video, you can watch it on my YouTube channel, or you will find the link in the description. But why you need a central message? I mean, it's the 5-second test, which means you have to tell your message to a stranger in 5 seconds. Who you tell, how you do it, and everything like that in one simple message. And they need to understand that. Of course, you have the why now formula, client language communication, the offer documentation and key points, and after that you have the offer documentation as well, where you just create your offer documentation, which means the visual mapping of your offer, the complete sales message, the activation and onboarding. Basically, you have to draw something like I already did here in this complete roadmap. You have to draw for your offer as well, just to put everything in place and to make it clear for you and also for your clients. And this is pretty much it about the chapter. Let's do a quick recap. We have the magnetic offer. After the strategy clarity, you have the magnetic offer, your niche, your offer type, your business vertical, your positioning, the offer architecture, the feedback and validation, the prices and value, your central message, and of course the offer documentation. And this is everything about the magnetic offer chapter. If you want to join my Discord community, you can join. I will let the link in the description, and there we can connect, we can speak, and you can get my freebies, my templates, and more resources. Or if you want to skip that part, if you want accelerated growth in your business, if you want to work with me, you can apply to my high ticket legacy program. Again, I will let the link in the description. Thank you very much for watching this video.